Hello everybody, I'm IHFace and welcome back to another Loomian Legacy PvP video. Today we're in the finals of that unnamed tournament that I partook in. That's the right word. Right after Christmas. Anyway, our fellow finalist is HelloBroB. That's a name. Anyway, team preview, I'm like, wow, this guy hates Shachi. He's got 2 bugs and yeah. I've just decided, although I could have very easily brought, my Shachi because, but I decided there was too much Shachi hate with, Vesperatu to Clips resisting those hits. And did I say they didn't have any resist? Anyway, and then, the 2 bugs threatening super effective damage. So I decided against it, even though his team is also very hardcore against Clips. But anyway, I lead my Avitross because I didn't want that Terrafly getting barbs up. And here he leads Valkyrie, and I'm just like, he might stay in and hit me, and that's chip I don't want to take at the moment. So I just go into my stoplight so I can soak up any hit. Because, it doesn't mind taking hits because it can chip away later. So I go into my Iguana, but he goes into his Borok. He was expecting the Thunder Crash for my Avitross, so he went into my Borok. Or he hard read the Iguana and just went into the Borok, Maybe he had the big brain read, but, Then he goes for the Mega Chomp, so as I go into the Obsidian and gets a crit. Great start. But luckily the crit didn't happen, on like the second hit Obsidian had to take. Anyway, I didn't want to sleep because I pretty much figured the Valkyrie wanted to come back in. So I went for Earthquake because I did either the Valkyrie or the Zulon coming in on a sleeping Obsidian would be cool. Although fun fact, Zulon can't really break through a high health sleeping Obsidian during Beast Slumber. It's just not happening. So I go for the Earthquake here to get some nice chip off on the Valkyrie. It revealed health amulet, so I'm like, okay, that's cool. I don't want to take a big hit from the Valkyrie, so I was debating between Clips and Eliguana. Clips, of course, can get the speed boost from eating a light move, but Holy Slash exists, and I didn't want to, so that's why it was an immediate decision. Then he also has, I also have the Eliguana, which can eat any hit. And I decide to go into the Eliguana because, just safest option, and I can threaten it because I do have super effective Thunder Strike at my disposal. So I go into that, and he decides to Raging Howl. Good play, because, that hits both the switch hits I was considering for neutral damage. And he, takes a little bit of recoil from that. Here, what did I go for? I go for Luster Loot, expecting the Borok to come in, but he sets up that Valkyrie, and I'm just like, oh, well, that's not good. And based on the not even 60 damage he did to me, he did 56 damage to me. I go for the Energize because I don't expect this Raging Howl to, obliterate me, but it went from 56 damage to like 90 something damage. So that was an initial low roll Raging Howl into a high roll boosted Raging Howl. Showing that, oh, I took a low roll earlier and I cannot eat another hit, so I can't switch into a boosted Valkyrie, so I just let my Eliguana drop. That was an unfortunate series of events. If he had high rolled before, I definitely wouldn't have energized because Yeah, if he had high rolled before he went for the power focus, definitely wouldn't have energized the turn after, because I would have known I wouldn't have been able to eat a +1 hit into the next hit. So that was unfortunate. Though I see he's got no energy as I go into the Eclipse, and so that's just free setup for me. I'm expecting him to just rest up, and so I can just get free setup here. So I go for the Disperse because that lets me threaten the Terrafly or Cinemoth, or Cinemoth, probably Cinemoth now that I think about it. That want to come in and try and threaten me, because then I can Raging Howl for good damage. But he actually decides to flail. He decides to flail, do no damage to me. He actually lives, and now has 0 energy. So this lets me. I decide, okay, let me get up a Scapegoat now. Why not? What? He goes into Eclipse here. I Scapegoat up. I'm not going to Loomian this Roar when this thing's up. So I go for the Raging Howl, and there's a cat staring at me from behind my TV. That's nice. Could you not? Anyway, he's not supposed to be back there, so hopefully he'll get out of there. Anyway, I Raging Howl. He Raging Howls. I'm obviously in a better spot, so I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna Raging Howl again, finish him off. Easy does it. So yeah, that's what I do. But he decides to sack off that non-existent Valkyrie to waste my energy, so that I can't keep doing it, or can't keep just Raging Howling as I please, because now I only got one more in the tank, and I don't have a Scapegoat up. So he takes this opportunity to go into his Terrafly. I wanted to Scapegoat to scout out the barbs, because I pretty much figured they were coming. Or not Scapegoat, like just Raging Howl or Rest, one of the two. Do something other than what I did. But I didn't want to eat an immediate Parasitize, so I went right into the Obsidian. Just got to get that damage. I've always got to wonder, why do the cats have to act up when I'm recording? They're just calm little things. They don't, as you can see in the background, my door is closed, so they can't get out, obviously. But they're very quiet and behave whenever I'm not recording. And then as soon as I record, that happens. Anyway, he gets his barbs up, and I'm just like, well, that sucks. And I'm just like, well, he can't really do anything to me with the Terrafly, so do I set up here? I think I set up here. I definitely set up here, because I remember what happens this turn. So I go for the Sharpen, and he shows Double Sting. He's one of those people that thinks Double Sting is good on Terrafly. Anyway, I get a Sharpen off, but because I haven't had enough bad luck yet with the initial crit, the low roll and the high roll to bait me into thinking I could actually live a hit, and now the poison, right off the poison. So I take this turn. I believe I fall asleep here. No, actually no. I go for one hit. I go for a hit, because I don't want them switching in on the turn I do go to sleep. So yeah, that's kind of how this works. So he goes for the dodge and wastes my energy, and I'm just like, oh well, okay then. I should have figured that since you were running Double Sting, you would run something else annoying. If you want to stall, why not use something dedicated to stall? I don't get people, but you go for the Parasitize. Don't kill me, because I'm already at +2 defense. While the Resilience only showed up once from the Double Sting. Also, shout out to the cat going nuts. while the Brazilians only showed once for the double sting, if you go back and look at the damage rolls, it was clear that I got +1 from the first hit, and I ended up getting plus, 2 in total. So I had well, more than enough defense to take the parasite. So anyway, I go to sleep, and then he brings in Zulong, and I'm just like, people always bring in their Zulong and not to clips for some reason. I can actually heal enough off that I can wake up and take a hit. But why bother with that when you can just crit right through it, Who needs, to play properly when you could just get lucky? So let's go over what's happened so far. First, I bring in Borak because that can actually scare out Zulong since I have full HP and can actually take a hit. But let's go over what's happened. The immediate crit with Borak into my Obsidian, that doesn't really matter. It didn't really play into anything. I had to sleep earlier than normal, whatever, maybe. Next, it's the unseen luck, but the initial low roll into my Eliguana, making me think I can, eat a +1 Valkyrie Raging Howl into the next Raging Howl because I'm now at +1. But then he gets a high roll that very next turn, showing me that, hey, you can't do this, and then I lose my Eliguana. And then, the immediate poison with the double sting, forcing sleep even earlier. And then the crit through the sleep so that I can't live the hit. What, but that's all minor stuff. Anyway, he goes for the dodge on my Earthquake to stall out a turn, why not? And then he brings out his Borak because, but I don't know. His Borak was like really super threatening in this situation because Obsidian was gone, but he decided, let's just use it as fodder. So, because why not? It's not like any of my Loomians can wall it when it's at +1. But yeah. Let's just use it as fodder. Anyway, now that the Borak is in, I was thinking to myself, alright, he's at -1 attack. My Avitross has melee defense investment because you don't need speed on a hidden ability Avitross. Anyway, what are you doing? I don't get this cat. What's it doing? Anyway, I decided to go to my Avitross because that could actually let me get my get these barbs off, and so that Eclipse can come in without getting poisoned, because I could still win the game if that happens. So yeah, that's what I do. He could Earthquake me, and I could get a free switch, or he could Raging Tackle, but he's at -1, so I can eat the hit because, like I said, I have melee defense investment. I've got max HP, or near max. No, it's max. I accidentally gave it max. I didn't mean to give it max, but who cares? I could eat the hit. That's all that matters. And then he goes for the Raging Tackle, and crits through his -1, putting me at an HP range where he can just quick pounce and keep me from getting the barbs away. He lived with very little HP, so he gets one more turn. So he could quick bounce me. Here I just decided, I was like, I could forfeit now, but I'm just gonna try to gust, get the hazards off because he may not quick bounce, and then I missed the gust. What? The one time this entire tournament I go for a move that's not 100% accurate, I miss it. At this point I've lost. There's no way to come back. He's got what? Zulong, Terrafly, and Eclipse. I could have made a comeback with the combination of these two and Avitross because it actually would have lived. But, yeah, that happened. So, GG. That's how we go down. You know, this reminds me of another time I lost the finals in a tournament because of RNG, although that one wasn't totally RNG related. Yeah, the one versus Warren, that's what I'm referring to, kids. You know, the kids in the back who don't know. Anyway, I just forfeit here. Nothing I can do. Anyway, so that's the end of the tournament. I came in second. Again. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see you in another video. See you.